This week on the No More Late Fees podcast, Jackie and I are joined by fashion historian Jessie from Vintage Juicy Couture and This Old Thing. Before our episode drops later this week, we wanted to give y'all a chance to get to know Jessie. Welcome. Hi. Well, do you love being called a fashion historian?
I was just listening to you guys talking about me. I was like, well, who's coming on? This is thrilling. Okay, no pressure.
None whatsoever. So we met Jessie on Instagram and totally loved her page because she does deep dives into vintage Juicy Couture. She talks about Juicy and how to take care of it, how to find it. She talks about it in film and TV shows and different celebrities because, as we all know, it was a time. It was an era.
It really was.
So tell us, what was the inspiration behind creating your social pages? Why Juicy? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've had my page, This Old Thing, for a while. I also have a website, which is thisoldthing.com, and then my YouTube channel. So those have been going for a while and talking about old history and weird, quirky history things that I find. And then over the quarantine pandemic early times, I just became super obsessed with vintage Juicy Couture, and I met a few other people who were super obsessed with it too, and I just kept learning more and just consuming it. And I would search these hashtags and there really wasn't a place where everyone was just talking, except there was Reddit, but it was kind of quiet. It's kind of picking up more now actually as it's getting more popular, but there wasn't just one place that was still really lively like it used to be where people were talking about Juicy. And so I was like, I'm just going to make this Instagram. So I just started it. And then, of course, there were definitely people posting before I made the page and everything. It's not like I invented Juicy Couture or anything, but I think I just kind of made what I wanted because I really wanted to find people talking about what cute outfits they were making nowadays with fashion that maybe was from now and maybe a dress from the 60s and then a Juicy bag, how are they mixing it? Yeah. And so I just kept obsessively posting about it, and I've now just found a bunch of other people who are obsessed because I think that you find once you get into one Juicy thing and you actually touch it, you just become obsessed with it and then you just can't stop.
Don't kill me, but I have yet to own a single thing from Juicy Couture.
See, once you have one thing though, you're gonna have 5.
I can't do that. My budget's not, my budget can't be.
Well, that's what thrifting is for though. That's what's so great. It's that's what makes it addictive too, is that it used to be so expensive and then people were just giving it away because they thought it wasn't in fashion anymore. And so then you can find it. I found this shirt, which is a Juicy shirt. I wore it for you guys today.
Yay.
For $10. And you can find it also gets more expensive, but you can really search, and that's what's kind of fun because it's really high quality stuff, the old stuff, so it lasts a long time.
I did, and again, don't hate me. My dad was about the knockoffs. He really bought a lot of knockoff things, and he did buy me a tracksuit, I don't know if that's what you would call it, but it was, what's the name of the company? Von Dutch. It was a baby blue Von Dutch, and it had all the feels, and I thought it was the coolest person ever.
You were the coolest person ever. That's amazing. If you find a picture of that, you're gonna have to post that. And
I highly doubt I have a picture, but that would be cool if I could find one.
That's so cool. That sounds amazing.
Jackie,
I never had anything Juicy, but I did have the Adidas tearaway track pants, which I still have.
Yes. With the snaps down the side?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Those are awesome.
And
I had some of those too.
I had a shell top Adidas in every color, and they had the fat laces that matched the striping on the side too.
Jackie,
I don't have
those
those
very
anymore.
Sporty Spice growing up.
Nice. Yeah, I could see that. I'm wearing my Adidas slides right now, and I have 6 different colors. Clearly, I get obsessed with things.
So we did a fun this or that for you. It's pretty much all just Juicy Couture vibes. Usually we do movies, but we mixed in some celebrities, some TV show characters, and some movies in here all Juicy Couture. So you have to choose
Oh my
between them. It's going to
God.
be a little difficult, I think, for some.
So I pick which one I like better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, our first one are the pop princesses, Britney Spears or Jessica Simpson.
Well, I don't want to put them together, but I mean, against each other, but I have to say Brittany, of course.
Yeah, she was rocking Juicy hardcore.
She was.
I have to have two different categories for that one. I don't know if I can because they really both had so much, and they used to get delivered these huge boxes of Juicy because Juicy really did that sort of like influencer thing, like sending things to influencers before that was a thing.
Oh, wow.
And so just imagine opening like a huge box your assistant brings like straight from Juicy that just got designed. And so they both had so much. And then you could also see in photos like when they're walking with their friends or their cousins, they were probably like, oh, here, wear this, wear that. And like they all kind of look alike and have these different outfits. And it's really cute.
I always wondered, they always had like, they were all wearing, I was like, did you all coordinate that? But now that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it. They're like playing because they're at that house because that person has the biggest house. So they're like playing in her closet and they're like, oh, just wear this or whatever. They all look like they're in like one little flock or something.
Juicy flocks.
Brittany sorry, I'm still on the first question. Okay.
You're good.
Brittany for her specifically choosing Juicy in the Do Something music video because she designed that video, which was badass. And then Jessica for her little dresses. She wore a lot of the tube top dresses just around
Yes.
like, and also on Newlyweds. And that was iconic. So I split it. Okay. I promise I'll be good. I won't do that anymore.
Okay, you're good. So our second this or that is Summer Roberts or Brooke Davis.
Oh, I love Brooke Davis so much. I love Summer Roberts, but B. Davis, yeah. I'm a huge One Tree Hill.
If you guys are
My
under
sister
a
and I.
rock, Summer Roberts is from the OC and Brooke Davis is from One Tree Hill. Just letting y'all know.
Queens, both queens.
Our next one is Lindsay Lohan versus Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, Lindsay.
No question. Although I do have to give credit to JLo because
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of the resurgence because of Hustlers, she was, and then she's been wearing it a lot out and about. Her
Definitely.
Juicy like suits.
Yeah, I guess in terms of like Juicy, I guess maybe I would give it to JLo actually. But then Lindsay did have some iconic Juicy moments as well. That's hard.
No, I'm not trying to change your answer. I was just giving her props because lately, I noticed that she's been wearing it more, and JLo she'd be setting trends.
Yeah, I was getting into the Hustlers like behind the scenes photos and stuff, and I was like, that's cool that she's stayed true to that, and she's still bringing Juicy back. Like
Yeah.
she's been wearing it. It doesn't seem like she stopped wearing it, which I respect that because there are a lot of people that were like, oh, I'll never wear that again.
Yeah. Next, Eva Longoria or Jessica Alba.
Oh man, they're both so good. I'm gonna have to go with Jessica Alba because I feel like she's like an underground Juicy icon that I have a lot of photos of her like saved to post, and there's just so many. Like she really had a lot, and she also had bags. A lot of celebrities did not have bags, I noticed, and it's hard to find them with Juicy bags, which I'm like, that's weird. Did they not send them to them, or were they just not into it? What's the deal? Because they were wearing everything else. But she would have that, and then she would have like the baby bag and stuff like that. So I have to give props to her. But I love like that Eva had it on Desperate Housewives and in real life. She had so many. It's crazy.
Mean Girls or Raise Your Voice.
Only on Juicy,
Sorry.
not on the movie itself.
Rack up how much Juicy is actually in Mean Girls because I just watched Raise Your Voice and there's a lot.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
feel
gonna go
like
with Mean Girls.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna win.
But it's up there.
Yeah.
And finally, Battle of the Socialites, Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
I feel like right now, if you guys can't see Jessie, her head is about to explode.
For Juicy, I'm gonna go with Paris because she has the Juicy closet. Still has it as far as I know. It's a whole closet that's dedicated to Juicy. So
That's crazy.
that goes with the J-Lo thing. It's like they're not my favorite people, but I respect them for their love of Juicy.
Yes, they're still
She's
continuing.
Yeah. She hasn't stopped wearing it for sure.
So now we have a question for all three of us, and it's a two-part question. What's a 2000s fashion trend that you wish would come back and one you never want to see again?
I'll say this. I never want to see low-rise jeans ever again. And it just seems to be creeping back. And I don't know why. Just like the entire trend lent to the whole anorexia kind of looking feel. And I think it gave all of us eating disorders in some way or body dysmorphia. So I don't want that to come back. I do love that platform shoes are coming back. Like not like the wooden ones, but like the Spice
Steve
Girls.
Madden's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Madden's, yeah.
Those I love. I know I fell a lot in them, but it was worth it.
Well, I really don't go by like fashions, and I actually get terrified when things I like come into fashion, because then I'm like, well, next year when I'm wearing this, people are gonna think that I got this last year and that I'm out of fashion. But really, I'm just 20 years out of fashion. So I'm like, I get scared, but it is interesting to see. Like, I mean, obviously Juicy is having like a resurgence. That's like part of why it's interesting to like post about it and stuff. I kind of like almost just want to just let the children suffer with the low-rise jeans, because it's like, well, we had to go through it, so like.
But it seeps into our like clothes too. Once they do a trend for kids, it seeps into the adults, and I am not trying to get fat ass in
our
in
fupas
low-rise.
cannot pull off
Yeah.
a low-rise jean.
I need some support, or next thing I'm gonna be wearing maternity pants because I can't do it. I can't.
Nice. That's the next trend we can make.
Yes, they look really comfy.
They sure do. Like Joey on Friends when he like wears them to eat Thanksgiving.
My Thanksgiving pants.
I've been waiting for those to come in style.
So for me,
see. The other one was what? What did I want to go out?
Yes.
Something
to come back, and then something you never want to see again.
Okay. I just have to go with I just love it all at this moment. I just want like even like jean coats, like I want to see it. It's weird. Like it makes me feel comfort in it in a way. Like to see these weird fashions that I used to see growing up. It's like, what are these bizarre things? And I never wanted to wear them or thought that they were cool. But now when I see them, I'm like, oh, it brings me comfort.
So my fashion choice, I would love to see Jinkos and baby doll tees come back, because that's what I wore.
That's cute.
With the ball chains. Oh, so good.
Well, I didn't mean I hated it.
No, you're fine. Danielle makes fun of Jinkos all the time, mostly because she couldn't walk in them and she tripped and fell.
I never
shoes.
I do have to say I never wore Jenkos.
No, but you had wide leg jeans.
I did have wide leg jeans, and my platform shoes got stuck in them.
That's why you wear the shell top Adidas. You're flat on the ground, less likely
Jackie,
to
I
stumble and
don't
fall.
like sneakers. You know this. I don't like them.
I don't like sneakers, just overall.
Yeah. Speaking of overalls, a bitch wore that every day.
Me too.
Every day. And I thought I was rocking something. I thought I was hiding that I had big boobs, and it's just like, no, actually you trying to hide them is accentuating that you have big boobs. I look like a farmer 90% of my high school experience.
It was overalls and a Winnie Pooh t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait, why was that a look? don't
It
think
was
it
Danielle,
was
though.
on it.
It was a huge oversized Winnie the Pooh sweater that went over the overalls. And then when I got hot, I took it off and I had the overalls and like I had these like I had 4 or 5 shirts that were like tight, kind of like baby tees, but they were black, red. I think I had one in blue, maybe, or purple. And that was the rotation. That was the rotation every time. It's tragic, really. I just want to go back in time and say, baby girl, what are we doing?
So, and the fashion trend I would not want to come back again are the whale tails, the thongs that stick out of your pants.
I never did that.
I never did either.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hated it.
I live in Florida, so
Yeah, so
it's
did
just
we.
really sweaty here.
Yeah, we grew up in
Mhm.
Florida. I still live here. Jackie lives in Texas.
Oh yeah, that's why we all have trauma from the whale.
Yes.
Because like on the red carpet when they're not sweating and they wear like a one piece, it's like
Yeah.
a built-in, it's not actually a thong, but it just looks like it. Like I think
Yeah.
that's cute sometimes. It's kind of like ice skater-ish or something.
Yeah.
But they're not in Florida sweating their booties off.
No.
Yeah. Although I did rock, like much like Danielle, a hoodie over my baby tee every day. And our campus was a breezeway campus, like you had to walk outside. I don't know why hoodies every
Because
day.
it was super cold in our school. The AC was insane at our school. Like you had to have a sweater because it was so cold. All right, Jessie. So we have been asking all of our season 2 guests to provide us 3 movies from 1995 to 2005 that they would recommend as your employee picks, as if you were at Blockbuster.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm gonna cry. My God. Okay. So I remember when I went to Blockbuster in the kids section a lot, it was super important that they had Fern Gully on like all the time. And I love that because there used to be a TV in the kids area sometimes.
Yeah, some of the Blockbusters used to have it. I don't think any of the ones I worked at had one. Did yours, Jackie?
Heron Bay, there was one TV that was over near the kids section that we could control independently. And so that's what we would watch movies on. I'm sure you could have put kids movies on it. We didn't. It was what we wanted to watch.
Specifically in it, but it was
Nearish.
towards the kids.
Yeah.
What
Hard
else?
to remember. But yeah, I would rent Fern Gully like every time that I went there, which I don't understand why my parents weren't just like, we'll buy this.
Yeah, that's true. But if they had like a rewards plan, if they were a part of rewards, it was probably free or like 99 cents.
True.
So it wasn't hurting them, most likely.
They're just like,
whatever. And it gave you that experience too.
What?
It gave you that experience to like, be able to pick out your own movie. So
yeah, I didn't own a lot of movies when I was really little. We would always just like rent them, and we would get them from the library a lot too.
Yes, gotta love the library. Okay, what are your 2 and 3 picks?
Okay, so Fern Gully. I would also say, what was the time period? 95
to 2005.
Okay. Do you guys know Tu Wong Fu?
Yes, you are in the right time period.
Okay, good.
That is a good one.
That's a good one. I feel like that's like such a VHS movie.
Yes.
Like that should just be played on a VHS. I love that movie. Like once you watch it and you're like, okay, nothing too terrible happens. Like I can just relax. It's very like sweet and
it's a comfort movie for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? Okay, so I love Baz Luhrmann and Strictly Ballroom.
Such a good one.
Sorry, I had to think of the name.
I don't.
That is so good, and that's like his first of his sort of getting into becoming famous and stuff. And like a lot of people haven't seen it, so I would recommend that one because it's like, well, if you like this, you might like that.
Yeah, that movie is such a fun one, and I don't think I saw it till later on in life because I do love dance movies, and that's a good choice. Good one.
It's so Jessie, good for dance movies too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has like a makeover. There's a lot of elements in that movie.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it has great Australian accents. It's very sweet. That, speaking of comfort movies, like that could definitely be a comfort movie.
Definitely. So why don't you tell everybody your social handles so that they can check out your Juicy Couture page and also your more of your historian insights.
Okay, great. So my Juicy Couture page on Instagram, it's at Vintage Juicy Couture. And I also have a TikTok for it, which is the same. Where I post all juicy stuff. And then my TikTok where I mainly post is at This Old Thing, and it's OLDE with an E. And I also have an Instagram for that, which is the same at This Old Thing. And my website is thisoldthing.com. My YouTube is This Old Thing.
And you guys should definitely check out her TikTok because she did a really interesting video about Kim Kardashian at the Met Ball wearing the Marilyn Monroe dress. And I learned a lot from that video, actually. Like, I had no idea that it was such a kind of like a faux pas for sure, because the dress is pretty much any day now ready to like expire because it has such intricate silk. Yeah, no, definitely you guys should check it out. It's really good. And as always, you should check out our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube at No More Late Fees, and hit us up with your favorite Juicy Couture moments or your favorite fashion moments in movies. And
send us pictures.
Yes, if you were rocking your Juicy Couture, send us pictures. We would love to share it.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Let us see.
Stay tuned for our Raise Our Voice episode later this week with Jessie.
And as always, be kind and rewind.